Mr. U. I am going to impress you. And since everyone is scared of the 3x3 inverse, I thought I would go ahead and show you how to do that. So we're going to start off with this first problem right here. And before we get started, there's something that you need to know beforehand. And that's the identity matrix. Identity matrix is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Now to find the inverse of the 3x3, you need to convert this into this. And you do that using simple mathematics. So, the first thing we do is we want to go down the columns. To do that, we go ahead and we want to get rid of this one right here. So what we could do is we can go ahead and we can do row 2 minus row 1. So we're going to go ahead and do that. When we do that, we're going to end up with 1, negative 1, 0. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to subtract this and this. We're going to get 0. This and this, we're going to get positive 1. And then this from this, we're going to get negative 1. And everything else will remain the same. Now you do that on the following side as well. You're going to subtract these two to get, first we got to write those first. You're going to get negative 1. 1 minus 0 is 1, and 0 minus 0 is 0. And everything else remains the same. Now, on the eraser, now we got to do the same thing to the bottom. We got to get rid of that 6. To do that, what we can do is we can multiply the top row, row 1, by negative 6, and add it to row 3. So when we do that, we multiply this up here by negative 6. And we should get the numbers negative 6, 6, and 0, respectively to the coordinates of everything else. So what we're going to do is we're going to write out everything on row 1 as it is, everything in row 2 as it is, but now we're going to add these numbers to row 3. So, negative 6 plus 6 is 0. 6 plus negative 2 is 4, and 0 plus negative 3 is still negative 3. Now we're going to do the same thing to this side. We're going to multiply row 1 by negative 6. And when we do that, we will get negative 6, 0, 0, respectively again. And we're going to add those to row 3 in order to get, first we have to write this out, everything else here stays the same. Now we're going to add these numbers to row 3. And we are going to get negative 6, 0, and 1. Now that we have that cleared up, if they erase all of these, this is ridiculous. Now we have to look, and column 1 is now exactly the same as the identity matrix. Now we got to work on column 2. Now, in order to cancel out this number right here, what we can do is we can add these two rows, row 1 plus row 2. Now, to do that, we have row 1 plus row 2. Now, 1 plus 0 is 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. And then negative 1 plus 0 is negative 1. And everything else will remain the same. unaffected. affected by everything else. Now we're going to do the same thing on this side. We're going to add those two. So, negative 1 plus 1 will be 0. 1 plus 0 is 1, and 0 plus 0 is 0. Everything else will remain the same. There. Now, we go on to the next step. Row 2, column 2, nothing needs to be done there. But, row 3 has a 4, and we need to get rid of that 4. So, what we can do is negative 4 times row 2. And we could add that to row 3. So, we're going to get row 2 multiplied by negative 4. So, this and this. So when we do that on the left side, negative 4 times 0 is 0. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Now we do it to the right side on row 2. Negative 4 times negative 1 is positive 4. Oops. Positive 4. Negative 4 times 1 is negative 4. And 4 times 0 is 0. Now, we're going to add these two numbers to row 3. So everything else will remain the same as usual. Okay, so we have 1, 0, negative 1. 0, 1, negative 1. And now we're going to add this to this to cancel out the 4's. Now, to do that, let's add it now. So, 0 plus 0 is 0. 4 plus negative 4 is 0. And negative 3 plus positive 4 is 1. As you can see, we're getting closer and closer to the identity matrix. Now, we do the exact same thing on the other side. So we're going to get these numbers right here, and we're going to add them to row 3. Now, when we do that, we're going to get everything up here will remain the same. Negative 1, 1, 0. Now, negative 6 plus positive 4 will give us negative 2. Negative 4 plus 0 is negative 4. And 0 plus 1 is 1. And that completes that step right there. So we should end up looking very close to the identity matrix, almost finishing the inverse completely. Now, we need to get rid of this negative 1. And to do that, I believe the easiest way is to just do row 1 plus row 3. Now, we're going to add this and this. This and this. So, we should be getting 1 plus 0 is 1. 0 plus 0 is 0. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Everything else will remain the same. Now, do it on the other side. 0 plus negative 2 is negative 2. 1 plus negative 4 is negative 3. And 0 plus 1 is 1. With everything else staying exactly the same. And that finishes that step right there. Almost done, Mr. U. Almost done. So, from here, we need to get rid of this last number right here, negative 1. Now, to do that, all we have to do now, to finally end this, is add row 2 plus row 3. So we're going to get row 2, row 3, row 2, 3. So, everything else stays the same. Okay, now we have 0 plus 0 is 0, 1 plus 0 is 1, negative 1 plus 1 is 0. Everything else will remain the same, and we have the identity matrix, which means we are done, so we just have to finish the other side. So everything else up here will remain the same. Now we just got to add row 2 to row 3. So we have negative 1 plus negative 2 is negative 3. 1 plus negative 4 is negative 3. And remember, then we have 0 plus 1 is 1. Everything else remains the same. And there you go. That right there, if I followed all the steps correctly, which I did, will lead us to the inverse. So, the inverse of 1, negative 1, 0, 1, 0, negative 1, 6, negative 2, negative 3. So, the inverse of this equals negative 2, negative 3, 1, negative 3, negative 3, 1, negative 2, negative 4, 1. And that right there is our inverse. Thank you.